Hey everybody, this is Clowntown, and today we're going to do another speedrun breakdown. Today we're going to be reviewing the There Is No SteelAxe run for version 17.60 and greater of Factorio. But before we get into it, I'd like to thank you for hitting that like and subscribe button. Leave a comment if you have any questions. A link to the original video is in the description, as well as the tools used, and a link to speedrun.com where you can see these records, as well as all the support things for me. You can catch me live at twitch.tv/Clowntown. My Twitter link and my Patreon is also available in the link. But let's get into it. And today we're going to be reviewing the There Is No SteelAxe version 17.60. You can go to speedrun.com/Factorio. And it's right here. Let's check out the rules. Basic rules of the game is that the game is won by obtaining the SteelAxe technology. Only one player is allowed. You can use any map you want. And no external blueprints are allowed to be imported. Just one other matter that does cause some confusion from time to time is that the time is taken in real time and not game time. So what we normally use is Live Split. It's a free program, links down in the description. And the timer starts on the first frame of the map, and the timer ends as soon as the message plays that SteelAxe technology is achieved. Also, standard rules apply, like submissions require video, no mods, and no console commands. All right, so today we're going to be looking at a player named Macros42, and he's puts together a really good speed run for the There Is No SteelAxe category. So he goes out and gets a coal rock very quickly, gets one iron burner up pretty quickly, burner miner, and then starts digging up some hand-fed, hand-dug ore, putting that in. That's a very common speed run technique also, hand mine to get things going rather than wait for automation. Let's put these science figures up on the board. We'll get to those here in just a second, but looks like he's going to have 4 iron makers up within about a minute, all powered by burner miners. And notice one other thing. Now he's going to get some coal rocks. Coal rocks are a really good way to boost your speed run. If you want to really get a really good start on a map, lots of coal rocks is a really good thing to look for, because it does offer you 37 stone and 37 coal, which is a really great start for each one. This map has a ton of them. Actually, looks like he's going to have to move some stone out of his way that he may not want to get, may not want to have to deal with. So now he's at a minute 45, 6 iron, 1 copper, and he's going for another coal rock. One other interesting thing that he does is right behind me, he'll leave up his inventory screen. And as a Factorio player, I have a hard time getting out of the habit of closing my inventory screen because I'm always digging in and out of there. This is a really good idea for a short speed run like this. I hadn't thought about this until I saw him do this. This is a really clever way to actually move, get your hotbar up there. You can also see what kind of inventory you have. You don't waste any time by dragging things to the hotbar. Other than, looks like he's put his coal numbers up there as well, so he knows that anytime he has 55 coal. So now notice while he was walking out there getting coal rocks, he's made some science, which science is has a long time production value. So anything that takes a long time to build, you can build that while you walk and while you're not wanting to immediately drop it or put it down. 3 minutes, he has all of his iron done at 12, 3 copper, and then he's going to get this coal system done where these burner miners feed into themselves, and what he's going to develop, if you let that go in an infinite amount of time, it will eventually result in 6 stacks of coal, and the burner miners will drop. So now he's got his boiler down and his steam engine. So he's going to start off with 1. He's going to get another one before the game's over, but that's just to power as many labs as he's going to get. So you notice he has not started his science yet, so now he's going to go start it. He's going to grab automation, steel processing, and SteelAxe. So that's why I put that up on the screen above me. So the first set of science he's going to do is automation, so that he can do assemblers. And he's got 1 lab down with 5 red science in it, and so now he's just kind of keeping everything going. This is all the resources he's going to make right here. And now he's put a second lab with the other 5, and both of those are handcrafted. And so he's making the other 5 now. He's got 2 of them. Put them both in there. Hand mine some coal so he can get ahead. But also, if you look down there at the bottom left, he's pre-making some circuit boards, and also pre-making some gears. And those are what's known as intermediates. They're not the finished good lab or assemblers, but they're the intermediate steps. So it's the thing that makes the thing. And those are called intermediates. So, and he did that so that now he can throw down 3 of these assemblers to make intermediates. So here he goes. He's going to throw those down, 1, 2, 3, and 2 of them will be gears. 1 of them will be the copper cables, those little coils that are integral to making boards. Now then he's got 3 more that he's going to throw down to begin making the red science. Now, steel processing. Now here's where these values come into play. Steel processing, you need 50 of those to accomplish steel processing. But look at the time on them. The labs consume them at 5 seconds each. So what he's in a stage right now of I can't produce enough red science to fill all the labs because he's got 2 more labs coming. So basically the red science produces at 10 a second, and the labs consume them at every 5 seconds. So you need twice as many red science makers as you do labs. But if you look at the very next one, once he's done with the steel processing, the SteelAxe technology is going to flip that. And now he's going to need 50 of those still produced at the same amount but consumed at a much slower rate. So he's going to need 30 seconds for each one, which means he's going to need way more labs than he has red science makers. So here in a minute he's going to get the last bit of his coils done, and then he's going to flip 2 of those over to red science makers, and there they go. So he's flipped over. He doesn't need any more intermediates. He's picked all the copper coils up that he's going to need. He's got boards. So now he's reaching the end of steel processing. So you can't keep the labs full, but he can't get any more assemblers, because then as soon as a SteelAxe hits, he's going to be behind the 8 ball. He needs to keep making labs. See, look how it's going to be very difficult for him to keep those full, because as soon as he pulls it out and puts it in, those labs have consumed the science, and watch, they're all going to go empty here in a second. He's moved on to SteelAxe. Okay, well, there you go. Now he's going to make too much science, and he needs more labs to consume them all, because now they're taking 30 seconds apiece. And it looks like he ignored his resource miners for a little bit, and about a third of them went empty. Shouldn't matter though. He's in a really good shape. He's got about a little under halfway done with SteelAxe. Still got to be continually making labs. He's got to make his 13th, actually his 15th lab is in his inventory, I believe. But he's closed his inventory. I think he's got 1 more lab. I don't know if that was an accident or not, but he closed his inventory. There it is. There's that 15th lab. 2 rows of 6 and 1 row of 3. He's got some handcrafted science down there in the bottom, but that won't matter because he's about to. He's going to throw it all in, and the science labs are full. And it's just about keeping everything running and hand fed. And here comes the end of it. 10:23 and a half. Boom! There you go. Very good run by Macros. He did a great job. If you notice, not a single inserter was made. All hand fed, all single fed. So he's not feeding full stacks or half stacks. He fed single items, and if you click and drag across a row of assemblers, it feeds it in a row of containers, rather, whether it's chests or labs or the assemblers. It feeds one in, and that's a good way to keep everything distributed. So if you see him going back and forth across the assemblers, that means that he's evenly distributing his copper plate and his gears across the red science makers. Again, well done, Macros. 10 minutes, 23 seconds for a great speed run. And in fact, There Is No SteelAxe is a great speed run if you're just getting introduced into Factorio speedrunning. This is a great one to try. It's anywhere from between 10 to 20 minutes or so. It's well worth your time. All the tools available are linked down in the chat. OBS for the recording, live split for the timer. And as well as if you like this video, please hit that like and subscribe button. Leave a comment if you have any questions. All of my support information is down there as well. Twitter and Patreon, as well as you want to catch me live on weeknights U.S. time. I'm usually streaming Factorio or some other factory strategy game at twitch.tv/ClownTown. The link is in the chat, or link is in the description. So thanks very much for being here. Thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you next time.